Hello, good day to you. Welcome to English 10. I am Maria Golda J. Perez, your English teacher for school year 2020-2021. This is a video that will serve as your guide in answering your self-learning module. Again, kindly check your module. It should be English 10, Quarter 1, Self-Learning Module. And we are here for week 2 with the title Textual Aids in Understanding Text. Before we proceed with the learning tasks, let's have the objectives. Number 1. Determine the effect of textual aids like advanced organizers, titles, nonlinear illustrations, etc. on the understanding of a text. Transcode information from linear to nonlinear texts and vice versa. Explain illustrations from linear to nonlinear texts and vice versa. Let's start now with day 1. Before I show you the instruction for task 1, let us have first what is an infographics. On the screen, it says a clipped compound of information and graphics. So when we say compound, it is a combination of both the information and graphics. And as you can see, infographics have this information and graphics. Are graphic visual representations of information, data, or knowledge intended to present information quickly and clearly. So when we say infographics, it will be easy for viewer or reader to get the information, to see the information, and to identify the idea being presented. They can improve cognition by utilizing graphics to enhance the human visual system's ability to see patterns and trends. So, in addition, since it is a graphic, the human visual system's ability will also be utilized. And as you can see, it will be easy for us to see the patterns and trends. Let's see now what is an infographic. So on the screen, the infographic with the title Beat COVID-19 Today is an example. So as you can see, it has informations like the title, the wordings, the data like the numbers, and also the graphic or the pictures like cartoon, an animated picture, and so on. For learning task 1, using this infographic on COVID-19 Philippines situationer issued on July 24, 2020 by the Department of Health, answer the following questions in your notebook. So you can get the answers for all the questions from the infographics. So you need to analyze, to study, to to see it thoroughly so you can answer the questions. That is for learning task 1. Let's proceed with day 2 learning tasks. The first thing you're going to do for day 2 is to read the lecture or discussion about linear and nonlinear texts on pages 12 to 13. You have to read everything written on that part to understand what is linear and nonlinear texts. For additional info, here are the differences between linear text and nonlinear text. They can be differentiated according to definition reading path, content, efficiency, and examples. Let's start with the definition. As you can see, linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to the end. So since it is a linear text or a written text, it should be read by the readers from beginning to the end to understand what the information is all about. On the other hand, nonlinear text refers to text that does not need to be read from beginning to the end, because most of the nonlinear texts are infographics or more on images, graphs, like pie charts, pie graphs, and other kinds of graphs. For the reading path, linear text, there is only one reading path, which is decided by the author. So the reading path, or how the reader will read the text, depends on the author. So if the story is about, for example, the history of a nation, Philippines, so the reader should read at the beginning until end. While in nonlinear text, there are multiple reading paths. The reader can decide whether to read everything or just to get the certain information that he or she needs, because it is shown or presented as an infographic. Let's proceed with content. Linear text typically includes printed text. For example, books, textbooks, or novel stories. So they are printed, wherein you can touch, you can read it. While nonlinear text typically include digital text, those texts which are written in the website or in other kinds of sources. Next, we have efficiency. Linear text, it may take time to find the information readers are searching for. For example, in a story, the reader should read first the story from beginning to the end, so he or she can get the information he or she needs. On the other hand, nonlinear text allows readers to find more efficiently. It would be easy for the reader to get the information by just looking at the images, the graphs, the data. And lastly, examples. Linear texts are novels, poems, letters, textbooks, newspaper, articles. While nonlinear texts are flowcharts, knowledge maps, and encyclopedias. The first task for day 2 is learning task 2. Choose the letter of your answer. Write your answers on your paper. This one can be answered based on the discussions and lectures included in this second week of the module. So make sure you have read everything on pages 12 to 13. For learning task 3, using the table below, transform the information presented into paragraph form. Write your answer on your paper. So you have to analyze what are the informations given in this table. So as you can see, there are data about sector, key stage 1, kinder to grade 3, and so on. So they are tables about data numbers of enrollees, or the number of students who will continue to study in this time of the school year. We are down to day 3. For day 3, you are going to answer learning task 4, learning task 5, learning task 6. Let's start with learning task 4. you are going to think of your favorite dish or dessert recipe or your favorite food. Then, on your paper, you are going to make a flow chart. Later on, I will show you what is a flow chart. In the flow chart, you have to show or to present the steps in preparing or cooking your favorite food through that flow chart. That is for learning task 4. Learning task 5. On your paper, you are going to write or to make a non-textual information source. You may choose between infographic, pie chart, flow chart, and other kinds of tables in order to show the informations given in the paragraph below the instruction of learning task 5. For learning task 6, on your paper, you are going to write a paragraph. This time, a paragraph. The paragraph should be about the Venn diagram. On the first circle, you can see whale, live birth, breathe air, have hair. While on the second circle, you can see have scales, lay eggs, breathe water. It will become a sea turtle or the pawikan. And another correction, under the whale, kindly please remove have hair. Again, there are corrections. First circle, whale, live birth, breathe air. Second circle, pawikan or sea turtle, have scales, lay eggs, breathe air. That is for learning task 6. In addition, for day 3, this is the example of flow chart. Be happy! It is already day 4. Learning task 7. Identify what is asked in each item. So write the letters of your answers on your paper. Again, you can see the answers for this task on pages 12 to 13. And it's all about nonlinear and linear text. Last task, learning task 8. Get a sample, bar, pie, line, or pictograph. So you have to look for a newspaper from Google or internet and then copy or paste it on your paper. So you may draw it or you may just print it out or you may just copy it by writing down. Then provide an explanation on the information presented by the chosen graph. So it means you're going to write in a paragraph form all of the explanations. That is for learning task 8.